messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with global headlines and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought.
A very good afternoon to you and welcome to TVM's Metro Update. My name is Fred O'Neill. The Chakiri Leaders of Thought, ILOT, have welcomed the planned visit of Nigeria's First Lady to the Warri Kingdom. They say the visit holds great promise for the Ishakiri nation. The visit to the kingdom could attract development. They believe upland and coastal Ishakiri communities stand to benefit. The group also commended President Bola Tinubu for recent federal appointments. They mentioned the appointment of Engineer Omashola Ogbe to the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. They also referenced Mrs. Orishemiwa Eyesan's appointment to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. ILOT appealed for urgent work on the Kokore-Lagos Highway. They also called for progress on the Omatino-Borodo Road project. The leaders urged the Shakiris to come out in large numbers to welcome the First Lady. They assured that the rich cultural heritage of the Shakiri people will make the visit memorable. The Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Shehu Mohammed, says traditional rulers have a key role to play in reducing road crashes across the country. He stated this in Asaba during the conferment of the title of Honorary Special Marshal on the Asaba of Asaba. Kelvin Kelly reports that the ceremony was held at the Ogwa Ukwa Harbor, the palace of the Asaba of Asaba.
In his remarks, His Royal Majesty expressed appreciation to the leadership of the Federal Road Safety Corps for the recognition. He described the honor as more than a title.
So the badge of the Honorary Special Marshal, which I wear today, is one that I attach a lot of importance to. It is not just for me a title, it is also additional call to service. Because you never know who the next victim on the road may be, may even be your own dear one. So together and collectively, we're all invited to try as much as possible to reduce the number of incidents and accidents on our highway.
Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed reiterated the Corps' resolve to reduce road traffic crashes across the country to the barest minimum through sustained advocacy, enforcement and strategic partnerships, particularly with the traditional institutions.
Part of our strategy, FRSC, is to collaborate and partner with traditional institutions because we felt that they are the closest to the people and they are the leaders of the people. So when they talk, when they sneeze, when they sensitize and do public enlightenment, people hear. That's why we make them as critical as possible, and we're here to to also solicit for support and continuous encouragement to road safety agenda. So
the ceremony underscores the Federal Road Safety Corps' commitment to collaborating with rural fathers and community leaders in promoting safer highways and protecting lives across Nigeria.
Now, gunmen suspected to be political thugs attacked some chieftains of the ADC at the residence of the former APC National Chairman, John Odige Oyegun, in Benin City, Edo State. The incident was said to have occurred shortly after the chieftains returned from the ADC Secretariat, where the family welcomed into the party a former governorship candidate of the Labour Party in Edo State, Olumide Akpata. A former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, who is a chieftain of the ADC, condemned the attack. Obi told party faithfuls in Benin, and I quote, "We will make a formal complaint, and I assure you that this cannot continue. We have a country and we are part of the country. We cannot have terrorism terrorizing a country and have officials in government terrorizing citizens. It is unacceptable." The party's spokesman, Bolaji Abdullahi, said in a statement on Tuesday as well, saying that it will let this be clearly understood. Violence and intimidation are the weapons of those who fear the will of the people. Such actions stain our democracy and must be condemned by all who believe in freedom. The leadership of the ADC said it would neither bow nor retreat despite the attack. In similar fashion, the governor of Edo State, Monday Okpebolo, has condemned the recent attack on members of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. In a statement on Tuesday night, the governor described the incident as an internal party crisis that was taken too far. While sympathizing with the affected members of the ADC, Governor Okpebolo said it was unfortunate that the peaceful atmosphere of Edo State was exploited by certain elements allegedly to perpetrate violence in the state. The governor said, and I quote, "As peace-loving people, the importation of thugs and miscreants from outside the state under the guise of party politics remains totally condemned and will not be tolerated going forward." Even though the precise motive behind this attack may not yet be fully known, I strongly believe that the ultimate objective is to discredit Edo State and undermine its reputation as one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria. End of quote. Now, the governor, however, declared that no amount of political blackmail will sway the residents from supporting a government they hold there. The governor advised the party to refrain from directing accusations outside his fold, suggesting that the matter appeared to stem from internal disagreements. He also appealed to residents of Edo State to remain calm and peaceful, urging them not to allow the incident to create a negative impression about the state. The governor issued a note of warning to opposition elements who may be seeking to cause unrest in the state. He also said all political parties must resolve their internal disputes before organizing events in the state. Okpebolo further called on security agencies to be vigilant and closely monitor political gatherings that could escalate into violence. And now to other stories. Cross Riverians from all walks of life have thrown their weights behind Governor Ocho's renewed push for the reclaiming of the disputed 72 oil wells currently controlled by neighboring Akwa Ibom State. The development follows sustained and unresolved legal and political efforts by the state government to address what many stakeholders describe as a misjudgment, resulting in long-standing economic setback for the state. Speaking recently in in Calabar, I beg your pardon, the state's governor, Senator Basio, to urge the people of Cross River to unite for the collective interest of the state, as it faulted the decision of the Supreme Court in declaring the state as a non-literal state and stripping her of its oil producing status. It disclosed that the state utilizes all possible measures through scientific and environmental evidence to reclaim its resources for the advancement of the state.
In our hands. That determine destinies are the journeys of life. We have come to a position which politics is not too important, but coming together in terms of unity to achieve and set a proper foundation for our state. Any person that comes into Nigeria through the gulf of Guinea must pass prosper first before it reaches Akwa Ibom. So who says that we are not blaming? Because they passed judgment on the facts that were presented before. But those facts were wrong. And as far as I'm concerned, coordinates don't lie. If you like, fly to the North Pole, the South Pole, coordinates are constant. Akwa Ibom is 25 nautical miles away from Cameroon. Now we have oil wells that has traveled along this line, which is a natural scientific occurrence. But Akwa Ibom cannot access those oil wells except we are listed as a state. Now what Crooks did was to move on the other side and start building horizontal. They've been taking our well, taking our oil. But they are not going scot-free because what is good in oil is that when once you present your data, you go to the arbitration university, they will tell you, say, look, you are taking so from the oil wells. This reservoir straddles, pay back to Russia. And we are ready to prove it to any length. Debtors do not lie. These are scientific constants that you cannot shift. So if before we had accepted the position, we can no longer accept it. There's no reason why we should sacrifice our land, sacrifice our assets for the country to be in peace. And then what we get in turn for that is you come and take our oil wells and into somebody who we don't have any problem with. Because some people play some insurance. So those things don't last forever. There's some regimes that can tolerate it, I can't tolerate it.
I want to say this unequivocally, that this governor is an epic man. I'm saying this because I have followed the trajectory, and the high point of it is the issue of the oil wells. The day is going to crystallize. That day is the beginning of a new Cross River. And all we can do for you is to give you practical support and pray that we succeed.
I would like to start by commending His Excellency the Governor of Cross River State for his dogged and unrelenting efforts in the recovery of our oil resources. This is coming on the back of decades unjust ceding of the Bakassi Peninsula territory to Cameroon and the loss of the oil wells as a consequence. Your Excellency, on behalf of Cross Riverians, home and abroad, we say thank you very much.
Now, some residents in the state also expressed their support for the moves and are confident that the reallocation of the disputed oil wells will strengthen more infrastructural development, boost security architecture, and improve capital projects in the coming years.
It was as if all these years we didn't have someone who is a governor that had interest in this oil well issues. But on the inauguration, Senator Prince Bassey too, he spoke passionately that Cross River State will return to its glory days, and we can see it in action, most especially concerning these oil well issues. On the social media space, you see that Cross Riverians are very excited. At this point in time, whether opposition or no opposition, all of us are unanimously saying that the governor has done well.
Cross River's oil producing status was significantly affected after the 2002 judgment of the International Court of Justice, which ceded the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon. Following the loss of Bakassi and subsequent boundary adjustments by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, several offshore oil wells previously attributed to Cross River were reassigned to Akwa Ibom. Let's stay with Cross River because a state high court over there sitting in Calabar has convicted and sentenced Uduak Etim Udo, a 39-year-old man, to life imprisonment for raping an 8-year-old girl. Honorable Justice Blessing Egu of the State High Court made the conviction after a cross-examination of all evidence provided by the defendant and her legal counsel, putting an end to the trial, which lasted for 11 months. His conviction was secured by Basic Rights Council Initiative, BRCI, a non-governmental organization which promotes and protects the fundamental rights of children and indigent women. Reacting to the judgment, Principal Counsel of Basic Rights Council Initiative, James Ibo Esquire, said the outcome shows that justice will always prevail when institutions carry out their obligated duties without compromise. He commended the efforts of the Senate of the State's Commissioner of Police, CP Rashid Afegwa, Attorney General Ededem Ani, and the DPP Okoy Ukam for their commitment to safeguard the future of our children. He said the judgment is important because it reflects the work of individuals who refused to overlook a child's suffering but ensured the law took its course. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll be joining someone to discuss with us on the happenings that took place in Benin City yesterday. Stay with us.
Is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives.
All right, welcome back from that break. And before we went on the break, we said we'll be joining a guest via Zoom, and of course to discuss with us what transpired in Edo State, Benin City to be precise, yesterday. And we have via Zoom right now ADC member. His name is Egede Sunday. Sorry for pronouncing your name that way. Egedegbe Sunday. Yes, Egedegbe Sunday. Good afternoon to you, wherever you're listening from.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
The way I pronounce your name.
My name is Comrade Egedegbe Sunday.
You're welcome to the program this afternoon.
Thank you.
The business of the day. Yesterday, Tuesday, in Benin City, we followed what happened. We saw what happened in Benin City. Can you tell us exactly from your angle what really transpired?
Well, I cannot tell you what transpired because I don't know what transpired, but it is an eyesore. Every areas and every word have seeing that I've saw that the people have compromised. So that is what is there. Because you don't expect, you know, a member or a group of people of the same political party, you know, to do such damage and harm to his own party. So what am I trying to say is that,
Comrade Sunday, you use the word compromised. I want to understand that word. Can you be explicit enough for me to understand when you say compromised?
let me use the word that a group of people come together, you know, group of people come together to cause that damage in Edo State at the ADC State Secretariat. As if it was not enough, they went to the former governor of Edo State House, where Peter Obi and some other leaders of the party were. And then they were inside. These hoodlums, or this gang, how do I call them? These criminals begin to shoot guns, begin to destroy cars outside. You know, if you watch the video very well, you can see bullets on the gate. So it is for God that these people were still inside. It's not what we are saying today we should have been saying. So it is very, very bad. It is very, very bad. It is very
the reports we are having from different quarters, especially credited to the governor of Edo State, he said that there is every possibility that whatever happened yesterday was as a result of internal crisis from your party, ADC. Is that true?
That is why I started, I know you are coming up with this question. I started by saying that ADC members to cause the same damage to his own party. So if he said that, well, everybody have his own opinion, everybody can say, oh, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
I don't see that. I'm with you now. I can hear you now. So what I'm saying is that anybody can say whatever he wishes to defend, maybe his party or what have you. But me, I'm not saying categorically now that it is being done by one party or the other. But we all know that before these people come there to cause that damage, they must have been instigated by some group of people. That is where I'm going. So people or the youth or criminals or whatever they call them cannot just leave their house that maybe there's a hatred they have for the ADC. Because of that, they will go and destroy their property and start to kill people or what have you. No, there are people that send them. So we are saying that the security agency should do their work. They should be able to fish out these set of people and
that's the angle. Thank God you just took us to that particular angle. That's the angle I want us to go to now, because it was also credited from your party. I saw a video of one of the spokesperson for the ADC from the national level, Ken Okonkwo, last night, talking about this issue has been reported to the police. Can you give us a detailed information about what has been so far after the incidents? What has been so far?
I'm speaking. I am from Edo State. I'm a native of Edo State. I am not there. I was not on ground when the incident happened. Yes. If information concerning the security agency is yet to be known, because I've not gotten information as regard that. As regard to that very security issues, I'm not sure.
Because of time, I will ask you this question. What's the way forward for ADC as a political party in Edo State, and in relation to what has just happened? What's the way forward?
I will only advise our people that the way forward now to not take it where we are taking it in, because we all understand, we are seeing, we are not even little change what is going on right now. It's as if they never want our political party to thrive in Nigeria.
When you say they don't, who are the they that don't want the other political party to thrive?
We have a lot of political parties. We have a lot of political. So we know we know, even you know where the problem is coming. Yes, we know. The people are there. Look at what is happening. Look at what happened in the and the local government election that have just happened recent. Well, you know it. What happened in Abuja, FCT? What happened in Kano? What happened in River State? Have we not seen it? Is that the way the democracy should work?
Okay, that should be a pointer. I think that should be a pointer for your political party and the opposition to put their house in order going into the 2027 election. Lastly, let me ask you, the ADC in Edo State, honestly, as a card-carrying member of the party, would you say that it is a unified force? Are you guys together? Is there any wrangling within the party, or the party is united?
As far as I'm concerned, ADC in the state are together. There have never been any crisis. Even if there are misunderstanding, just like husband and wife are told, we don't have any issue. As far as the concerned, there is no issue. So there's no crisis there.
All right, Comrade Sunday, it's a pleasure speaking with you today. So good to have your thoughts and your say on the political situation in Edo State as it relates to your party, the ADC. Thank you so much. All right, that was a member of ADC in Edo State having a chat with us about what happened in Benin City from when they returned from the ADC secretariat in Benin City. We all know the story of how gunmen attacked, the ADC politicians and the crowd in Benin City. Let's continue with the TVM's news update. Right now, we'll let you know that from Cross River State, a senator representing the Southern Senatorial District of that state, distinguished Senator Asukwo Ekpeyong, has announced an educational support to members of the constituency to boost educational advancement in the region. In a statement signed by his senior legislative aide, Mr. Ted Iyang, the lawmaker disclosed that 1,032 students across various tertiary institutions were captured and a monetary commitment of 110,000 naira disbursed to them to sort basic academic requirements. He further encouraged them to pay full concentration to their studies in order to become more productive and valuable to the constituency, state, and nation at large. He promised that his team will continue to offer support to worthy causes, as well as performing the legislative duties on making laws that will make impact on lives. We'll still stay with Cross River State because the senator. Can we move to the next story, please? All right, I think we'll have to go for a break right now. When we return, we'll continue with some other national stories. Stay with us.
Welcome to Dursag Engineering and Services Limited. A trusted name in the oil and gas industry, proudly registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission since the year 2000. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our head office is strategically located at 43 Airport Road, Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. At Dursag, our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, both local and highly trained expatriate personnel, engineering services across civil, electrical, instrumentation, and mechanical works, construction and fabrication works, specialized procurement and supply, operations and maintenance services, and integrated marine services, delivering supply boats, crew boats, tugboats, barges, houseboats, and speed boats. We are proud partners to some of the industry's leading players, including NNPC and its subsidiaries, Seplat Petroleum, First Hydrocarbon Nigeria Limited, ND Western, Saipem Contracting Nigeria Limited, and Lee Engineering and Construction, among others. Over the years, we have successfully executed manpower, EPC, and marine support projects with a strong record of excellence. At Dursag Engineering, we are committed to quality, safety, and timely delivery, ensuring that every project meets and exceeds expectations. Dursag Engineering and Services Limited, your trusted partner in delivering world-class engineering and energy solutions. Welcome to Dursag Engineering and Services Limited.
Welcome back from that break. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik of the Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the case against the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, to April 23 for arraignment. A 3-count charge was filed against him by the DSS over the alleged unlawful interception of communications following comments he made during a television interview. The court had earlier fixed February 25 for the former governor's arraignment. The former governor was absent during Wednesday's proceedings. Oluwole Aladedoyin, the counsel for the DSS, informed the court that El-Rufai is still in the custody of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), where he is undergoing investigation for alleged misappropriation of funds. He said that the DSS has no control over the sister agency and requested an adjournment to March 23. El-Rufai, who was to be docked for his plea of guilty or not guilty over his alleged complicity in cyber crimes, Breach of Communications Act, was not in court when the federal government's case against him was called. As a result, the judge was prompted to adjourn the case to April 23 for arraignment. And now the big one that occurred yesterday. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, on Tuesday resigned from office, paving the way for the appointment of Assistant Inspector General of Police Tunji Diso as the new police boss ahead of the 2027 general elections. Disu, who was promoted to the rank of AIG in March 2025, is expected to take over from Ekpetokun, who was appointed by the president on June 19, 2023. The IG's continued stay in office sparked widespread controversy in 2024 after Ekpetokun officially reached the mandatory retirement age of 60 on September 4. However, his stay in office was extended following the amendment to the Police Act. According to reports, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, confirmed that Ekpetokun resigned his appointment, citing family issues that require his undivided attention. The reports also cited the special advisor to have disclosed that the former IG submitted his resignation letter on Tuesday. President Tinubu accepted Ekpetokun's resignation and appointed AIG Disu as acting Inspector General of Police with immediate effect ahead of the 2027 general elections. Now, a State House statement on Tuesday by Onanuga said Ekpetokun submitted his resignation letter citing family considerations. The statement reads, and I quote, citing the current security challenges confronting the country and acting in accordance with extant laws and legal guidance, the President approved the appointment of Disu in an acting capacity. The President is confident that AIG Disu's experience, operational depth, and demonstrated leadership capacity will provide steady and focused attention for the Nigerian police force during this critical period. In compliance with the provisions of the Police Act 2020, President Tinubu will convene a meeting of the Nigerian Police Council shortly to formally consider the appointment of AIG Disu as substantive Inspector General of Police, after which his name will be transmitted to the state for confirmation. The President reiterates his administration's unwavering commitment to enhancing national security, strengthening institutional capacity, and ensuring that the Nigerian police force remains professional, accountable, and fully equipped to discharge its constitutional responsibilities. End of quote. Disu served as Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, ANEX, in Alagbon, Lagos, a position he assumed in February 2026. A position he headed the Special Protection Unit at the Force Headquarters in Abuja from March 2025 to February 2026. He also served as Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory Police Command from October 2024 to March 2025, and at the Rivers State Police Command from November 2023 to October 2024. He led the Intelligence Response Team as Deputy Commissioner of Police and also served as DCP Admin Operations at Force Headquarters. Between 2015 and 2021, Disu was the commander of the Rapid Response Squad in Lagos. Now, in a move that signals growing confidence in the nation's disinflation path, the Central Bank of Nigeria has trimmed its benchmark interest rate for the second time in 6 months. Now, following the conclusion of the 304th MPC meeting in Abuja on Tuesday, February 24, Governor Olayemi Cardoso announced a 50 basis point reduction, bringing the monetary policy rate down to 26.5%. The decision comes as headline inflation continues its steady retreat, hitting a multi-year low of 15.1% in January. Governor Cardoso noted that the lagged effects of previous aggressive tightening are now firmly taking hold, allowing the bank to pivot toward supporting economic growth and lowering borrowing costs for businesses. However, the foreign exchange market reacted swiftly to the news of lower rates. The Naira experienced a slight retreat, sliding to 1,359 Naira against the US dollar in the official market, official window, down from the 1,340 Naira range seen earlier in the week. Analysts suggest this knee-jerk reaction is typical when interest rates are cut as investors recalibrate their yields on Naira-dominated assets. Despite the slide, the CBN remains bullish, with external reserves at 13-year high of over $50 billion. The bank maintains it has sufficient firepower to manage volatility. Finance Minister Wale Edun has also lauded the move, stating it provides much needed fiscal space for infrastructure and energy investments. And now to some foreign news. Pope Leo will visit 4 countries across Africa from April 13 to 23, the Vatican announced on Wednesday, with the pontiff making his first major overseas trip in 2026 to Africa, where the Catholic Church is growing fastest. The Pope will also make a one-day visit on March 28 to Monaco, the microstate on the French Riviera, and will visit Spain from June 6 to 12, according to the Vatican. In Africa, Leo will visit Algeria, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, and Cameroon. He is expected to draw large crowds, urge world leaders to support development on the continent, and highlight efforts at Catholic-Muslim dialogue. Leo has made only one overseas trip so far, visiting Turkey and Lebanon in November and December 2025. Vatican officials and African church leaders say the upcoming papal tour in Africa is a sign of the priority the church places on the continent. About 20% of the world's 1.4 billion Catholics live on the continent, according to Vatican statistics. And now to entertainment news. Singer Ahmed Ololade, known as Asake in the music world, has emerged as Nigeria's most streamed artist, according to Spotify, as it marks its 5th anniversary in Nigeria. The announcement also highlighted top songs, user engagement, and overall listening trends, reflecting the massive growth of music streaming in Nigeria. Spotify shared the milestone on Monday via its official social media accounts, giving details on the platform's performance in Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. A post on X is quoted as saying, quote, 5 years ago we launched Spotify in Nigeria. Since then, there's been 1.4 billion hours streamed in 2025 alone, and over 25 million playlists created, end of quote. The data from Spotify shows Asake as topping Nigeria's most streamed artist, followed by Wizkid, Sheyi Vibes, Burna Boy, and Davido, highlighting the continued dominance of Afrobeats in the country. Among songs, Ashake's Remember leads with Dealer by Ayomaf and Fireboy DML, Awolowo by Fido, Kese Dance by Wizkid, and Lonely at the Top by Ashake, rounding out the top 5. Nigeria also recorded 25 billion user-generated playlists over 5 years, surpassing Kenya's 9.5 million and Ghana's 3.7 million. And lastly, in the world of sports, Day 5 of the Niger Delta Sports Festival Edo 2026 saw host state Edo extend its dominance on the medal table with outstanding performances across swimming, wrestling, weightlifting, boxing, athletics, tennis, and volleyball. Breaking a 24-year drought in swimming, Edo athletes secured multiple gold medals, while wrestling and weightlifting delivered strong podium finishes, including multiple gold wins in various weight categories. The state also impressed in boxing and tennis with victories in key finals, and both male and female volleyball teams advancing to their respective finals. As of Day 6, Edo leads the standings with 33 gold, 16 silver, and 17 bronze medals, ahead of Delta and Bayelsa states, reinforcing its position as the standout performer of the festival. And with our sports news, we come to the end of today's edition of TVM's Metro Update. For more updates throughout the day, please follow us on our digital platforms and stay tuned to TVM for trusted news and, of course, in-depth coverage. I remain yours sincerely, Fred O'Neill. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.
Welcome to Dursag Engineering and Services Limited, a trusted name in the oil and gas industry, proudly registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission since the year 2000. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our head office is strategically located at 43 Airport Road, Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. At Dursag, our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, both local and highly trained expatriate personnel. Engineering services across civil, electrical, instrumentation, and mechanical works. Construction and fabrication works. Specialized procurement and supply. Operations and maintenance services. And integrated marine.
As we all know, social media has done quite a lot for this generation, and we will accept that it has also boosted so many businesses. Today, I'll be talking about the ups and downs of the digital hustle. Simply put, the ups and downs of online businesses. I have with me in the studio an amazing personality, a career woman, and also a business woman. She's making waves in the online business space. So who else to join me discuss this other than herself? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope your hands are not too busy. Join me as I welcome Miss Rachel Akpioma. Hello, Miss Rachel.
Hello, Mara.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Thank you for joining me on today's episode of On the Couch. All right, so today we'll be discussing the ups and downs of online business, like I said earlier. And you know, On the Couch is a conversational segment. It's a conversational segment where we talk about anything and everything, unfiltered and unhinged. We discuss, we rely on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow, like, share. You can always download our app on Google Play Store and make sure to follow us through and enjoy our content so that you can be entertained and educated, because on this episode we will entertain you as well as educate you. All right, Miss Rachel, let me start with you. I understand that you're in the online business space and you are doing exploits at the moment. So let me ask this. What was it that drove your what was it that prompted you to start your online business?
A crave to make extra money.
Oh, a crave for extra money. Well, yeah, we understand that business, you know, one of the reasons for starting up a business is for the need. Make extra cash and, you know, just to keep ourselves busy. And my amazing guest here has said that she started her online business just to get that extra cash. And how has it been for you?
It's been awesome.
Has it?
Yes.
Okay, so now you are on the couch to discuss the ups and downs.
Initially, I own a shop.
Okay.
But due to managing my career and running the shop, it wasn't easy because there's this challenge of managing in quotes the sales girls or sales personnel.
We're going to come to managing a store. Well, okay, so now presently you are a dropshipper.
It's strictly online.
Okay, online. So you do dropshipping.
I do dropshipping and I have goods at hand
to sell out.
So
for you, in your own term or in a layman's term, what would you say dropshipping is?
Dropshipping is, okay, in a layman term, is getting from the son of the goods. Then you are the owner of the goods and the person buying it.
Okay, so you are the middleman between the supplier and the consumer. Yeah, so I think growing up in business studies or something like that, we did all this chain of production and all of that. So she is the middleman, you are the retailer in this case, between the supplier and the consumer. So you are the point of contact that your consumer order from, and you are the point of contact that your supplier gives goods to.
Yes.
Interesting. So what would you say, which social media platforms have you used the most to market your business so far?
Sincerely, I've used the WhatsApp more.
Oh, WhatsApp.
Yes, I also use my Instagram, but I think I have more contact from my WhatsApp. Yes.
Okay, so because I think so many online businesses, they usually start from their WhatsApp, and then with time they now grow up to their Instagram, TikTok, and the rest of them.
Yes.
So how has it been for you since you started using WhatsApp?
It's been awesome, stress-free, because most of my customers already has access to me, so they know me. So there's no fear of getting what you did not order for.
Okay, what I ordered is what I got.
Yes.
Okay, so but for you as a drop shipper, how is it managing your supplier's inventory? What I mean by that is, your supplier can post something and tell you it's available, and then you on your end you now repost, and then so when you get orders for it, and then you now want to buy from your supplier now tells you, oh, it's sold out. How do you manage that? Because I have heard that is some of the issues that some vendors have with their suppliers and their customers, because some customers must have paid money to get this item, and then you on your end as a vendor, when you contact the supplier tells you, oh, it's sold out. So how do you manage the same?
Well, from my personal experience, I think I've had more of customers not paying on time.
Oh, okay.
They will make inquiries, I'll get back to you.
Oh.
And when they choose to get back to me, it's already sold out.
So, so this is a clue to as many of us that are viewing right now. If you are the type that always sell, or if you are the type that just want to make inquiries, and then they just goes to the vendor, and then whenever you feel or whenever you deem fit, you just pop up and say, oh, you want to get this now, and they tell you it's sold out. It's not an intentional thing. It's just that it's the wrong timing, kind of, because now that you're ready to get it, it's no longer in stock. I've heard some customers complain of things like that. They'll be like, this vendor, she's always acting as if she's always selling out. She's always acting as if she's always selling. I was trying to explain to the person, like, it's not like the vendor is always sold out. She must have been sold out from her end, maybe goods at hand, she must have been sold out, or her supplier must also have been sold out. So if her supplier is sold out, what do you want her to sell to you? To collect your money and run? Okay, all right, let's talk. We're still on the good side of online business, but let's delve a bit. Let's talk on some downsides of online business, like what we just explained now. I've heard of scenarios where the vendor now knows that the item is no longer in stock, but the customer has already paid for the item, and then you now tell the customer, oh, your item will be delivered to you in the next 3 to 4 days. Then the consumer or the customer on the other end disappear, they stop replying messages, some even block, they go as far as blocking. Even though you are a genuine vendor, what I mean by genuine is, even though you actually sell these things, but in that scenario, you did not have it in stock. I think that's where honesty comes in, don't you agree?
Yes.
Because I feel, as a vendor, come out, pop and plain and tell your customer, this item, I had it before, you made payment. But unfortunately, checking my inventory, I discovered that it's no longer in stock. So I'm sorry, I'll have to do a refund to you. Or I'm sorry, or do you want to keep the money with me? When it's in stock, I'll get it for you. I've heard cases like that. But for some vendors, for whatever reasons known to them, they decide to just hold the money, and they don't refund their customer, they don't pay to their supplier, and they don't even make efforts to go out and search for that item. Okay, now let's discuss logistics, because I understand that logistics in business, in online business, is a thing. It's a huge thing. Because parlance, as a business owner, if Weibo driver never do you shaggy, nah, you're not in business.
You've not started.
You've not started business. As a business owner, if your driver never show you Pepe, I never start business. So as a business owner, how do you handle drivers, logistics, both from either the logistics from your supplier's end or logistics from your end going to your supplier? How do you manage it?
It's just a felt thing to me. I'm a sincere person. When doing business with someone, I do my best to be transparent with you. So in each state of the conversation and the purchase, the transportation to the buyer, there's always room for transparency.
Of course.
And once your customers knows you, they are aware that this person is a transparent person. It will be much more easier for you to handle such cases. But I, for one, have not really had a serious transportation issue with.
Me, I've had.
I haven't.
I've had a friend of mine. You know, she sells different kinds of things. You know, so there was this particular time she was explaining to me. I was just my mouth was just agape, like. She said, you know, so she posted the item, and this customer made payment for the item, and then on getting back to her supplier told her it was out of stock. So she went back, okay, you know what, hold the money, whenever it's in stock, get it and send it for me, you know, which was what happened. But now the supplier said, I will not have this item until a certain time, say 1 month's time, say 2 months time, I can't remember. But the supplier gave her a time frame of which she told the customer. The customer was like, okay, it's not really a necessity now, so it's not something that I need so urgently, so but hold it, whenever it's available, just send it to me. The supplier had that trust in the vendor. Now the vendor, on the other hand, had made payments to the supplier and all of that. So the delay started coming from the supplier's end. The supplier, you said 2 months time or 1 month time. Supplier started delaying and started giving all kinds of stories. Oh, it's my China people. Oh, it's customs. Oh, it's not me. It's that. Okay, it has come. I've sent it to you. And I'm like, so what happened? What happened? I was asking the girl, I said, so what now happened? She said the supplier delayed her for as much as 4 months. Now, mind you, this customer was already on her neck, already pissed and already asking for a refund. You know, she did all kinds of things to pacify this customer, but the customer was not having it. The customer, you know, felt betrayed. Like, I trusted you to tell you, okay, keep this money, and you gave me a time frame, which I said, okay, fine, let's work with your time frame. But this is 4 months now, and we are still on this matter. You know what? Do me a refund. So she, you know, looked for all means to do the refund. She eventually did the refund. The day she did the refund to the customer, that was the day the goods got to worry.
Interesting.
The day she just, you know, was able to. And she will
have to contact the buyer.
She actually did, and then the guy said he's no longer interested.
Oh no.
So she was left. She now had to, you know, make every means possible to sell out that particular product to at least get her money back to, you know. So, but these are the issues. You know, we always say these are the issues that online businesses face. There are so many ups and downs that online businesses face, and my amazing guest here has done justice. We're going to go on a very quick break right now. We will be right back, and when we come back, we'll talk more on this topic. But for now, let's go on this quick break. We'll be right back.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
Okay. Hello, welcome back from this really quick break. We are still on the ups and downs of the digital hustle, and I have an amazing guest with me in the studio, Miss Rachel Akpiola. Miss Rachel, yeah, we've spoken about what it is being a drop shipper. Now let's talk. You said you once had a store, and because you are a career woman, you try to manage your career and your shop, so you had to close it down. So let's delve into that. How was it for you owning a store, having goods, inventory, paying salaries, paying logistics, paying bills, NEPA bills, and all kinds of rents and all of that? How was it for you?
It wasn't really
Let me take
easy.
you down memory lane a bit.
It wasn't easy.
Oh, really?
It wasn't.
Okay.
There's this people coming. Is it from council?
Yeah.
You have to sort them out.
Hmm.
Then
you pay your rent.
Pay rent.
You pay salaries.
There are times that you won't be able to go to get goods yourself, but you order from your suppliers, and they will end up giving you what you didn't even order for.
Oh, what's the order? So what you got? Oh my God!
Simply because they probably want to clear off their old stock as well.
Okay.
So you have to deal with that, find a way to also sell out. Then there's this management of when you are not there. There's a difference between when the owner is there to running
the business.
Yes, and when he or she is not there.
Yeah, sure.
So those were the issues, and over time, I thought of re-strategize.
So you think stepping back was the best choice?
For now, yes.
Oh, interesting. So you see, using the social media platform is not all that bad as we think and as we say, My amazing guest here once had a store. It's not a story of from grass to grace. Sorry, it's not a story of from grace to grass. It is actually a story of transition. It's a story of re-strategizing, like she said. So it's not a thing of, oh, she once had money and now she's a big woman. Anyway, you see her build her. she's a big babe. So, but she had to re-strategize. I see people, come online and they say, oh, business hasn't really been good for a while now. I want to take a step back. And then you start seeing people in the comment section backlashing them and blasting them and say, oh, if they sell, that's why it's not
always that.
It's not that. Some people listen, now deciding after looking at both the good side and the bad side, and you decide, you know what, let me choose one thing to do. Let me re-strategize. Let me use this social media platform. For some people that own business, I know of somebody that owns a store. She sells more on social media than she has work.
Yes, the walk-in shop.
Some people they decide, instead of paying rent and paying all of these bills, let me just focus on this social media from the comfort of my space, from the comfort of my home, so I can even be able to do other things. Because when you have a store, you're just stuck there.
Yes.
It's either you're stuck there or, like you said, managing your business yourself is different from when somebody else runs it for you. So for some people, they decide, instead of having a business, a salesperson in my shop and, pursuing other things, let me focus on one. It's either I focus on my career, or I do my business from my home, or I sit in my store and do my business. And in most cases, some people that sit in their stores actually sell more online. They sell more online.
In this era of social media.
Yes, there was a lady on social media that said she's going to close down. She pays over 3 million per store rent every year. And she said the money she sells from the walk-in, people that come in to buy, it's not even up to 100,000 in a month. But the money she sells online with her phone and her data, she sells over 2.something million. So do the math. Why do I pay 3 million a year? And I'm not saying that I'm not getting the value for my money from that store. Let me just, sit back like you did and re-strategize, which is what so many people now do. But for some people, now let's pinch on the consumer side. For some people, they don't like to patronize people that don't have a physical walk-in store. Why do you think that is? Because for some people, I've heard people say, oh, where am I coming to pick up? And then when you give them a house address, they'll be like, no, don't you have a physical store? You tell them, oh no, so I don't have a physical store. No, I'm not buying from you.
And it's based on, I will say it's based on their experience. I have a friend that contacted me on a product sometime in December. And is a friend, funny enough, she's my friend. So we've already discussed the products. When it was time for her to make payments, she had to do a video call.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why?
She needed to, yes, she needed to confirm that it's actually Rachel
that was talking to her.
Yes. That like 2 months back, she had an encounter that after making payments, she realized that she has been defrauded.
Oh my God.
Yes. So simply because of that, she has to confirm that she's dealing with me.
And it's just that, even at that,
she doesn't want the scenario of your contact has been hacked. So
yeah,
I'm not aware of any transaction.
WhatsApp, yeah.
Do you get?
And even some people, if they want to see scam, some people now use AI tech, and they use your face even though it's not you. The AI generation that we are now, some people scam with using somebody's face to impersonate, and then the consumer feels, oh, it helps this online space. It's actually just God. Okay, so as a business person, I've talked about how you manage your store rents and all of that. How do you manage your inventory? Because I see people, I know of vendors that run sales almost every month. In short, in a month they can run sales like twice. Happy New Month sales, happy end of month sales, happy salary week sales. They run all kinds of sales.
They simply just want to clear off old stock.
But
that's the idea.
That's the idea.
Yes, the idea is to clear off every old stock.
So what is this for you, our amazing viewers? What is your experience? Are you an online vendor, or are you somebody that buys online? Are you an online customer? Let us know in the comment section what your experience has been so far. And as an online vendor, do you think that the online space is big enough? Do you think the online space has done more justice than harm? Follow, share, and subscribe. And we'll be waiting to get your take on this topic. You can also send us a message on our WhatsApp number displayed on your screen. You can also send us a message on our number displayed on your screen, a text message. We'll be more than glad to get back to you. And our segment is open for sponsorship, so do all to sponsor our segments, and you can send in your adverts, so that we'll be more than glad to do adverts with you. All right, Miss Rachel, we're still talking on online business and this sales of a thing. You said people want to clear off their... Let me ask this question. How is it for you? I'm not going to ask for your secrets, but I want to ask... I'm not going to ask for your secret, but I want to ask, as a business person, how do you manage your pricing to still be fair and still profitable? What I mean by that is, how do you manage your cost price? How do you manage, balancing your selling price to make sure that when you take out some costs and all of that, you still have something reasonable to go home with? How do you do that? How do you do the maths and accounts so that our viewers can learn, I can learn, every other person can learn?
And like they will say, I'm not putting all my frustration on the business.
Yes, right. So yeah, even though you said
you are aware of that saying, right?
You said that the motivation you had to start this business was to make extra cash. But then, you said now that you're not putting your frustration,
all my frustration,
all your family problem, all your frustration on your business. That's why your prices are
fair. Yes.
How is that?
My prices are fair enough. I'm not greedy.
Compared to your cost price.
Yes.
So you're saying that people that sell outrageously, I would call it outrageous. You're saying that people that sell outrageously, some of them are greedy, some of them are putting their family problems on their...
They just want to an extent, there's a way you do something, it becomes greed, it becomes extortion. It's no longer for the profiting anymore.
Just great.
Do you
Okay,
understand?
so this will bring me to a discussion I had with somebody a few days ago, and this person is an online vendor. You know, there are some vendors that they post their products on their page and they post the prices in their caption. But for some customers that just want to be funny, they still slide in their DMs and ask how much. I'm coming to those customers. But now let's talk customers that they post their products and they don't put their prices. Why do you think why do you think vendors do that? They post their product and they do not put their prices.
And because it's only the serious-minded that will
slide into
your DM.
Okay. Now the reason why I asked this is because I asked this person, I said, why don't you put the prices of your item that you're selling so that whoever scrolls through can easily know, oh, this item is selling for 30,000, this item is selling for this amount, you know. And then the answer this guy gave me is outrageous.
What?
He said, because he knows his target audience. Makes a lot of sense. And I said, oh really? He said yes, that his target audience are, with all due respect to our brothers, his target audience are the Yahoo boys. I'm like, okay, so are you saying that somebody that is not a Yahoo boy or somebody that does not do online fraud cannot afford your items? Because some of his items are relatively cheap. Not cheap, like they are affordable, you know. So but he said, well, when I read that statement, I was taken aback, like, so you're saying only Yahoo boys can get this item from you? And I say yes, those are the people that he's posting for, not anybody. The reason why we had that discussion was there was this men's leather slippers he posted. I really admire this. So if you know me very well, you know that I love men's slippers. I don't wear female slippers. So just in case you want to get me a man's footwear, that's what I wear. Yeah. So yeah, I love men's footwear. So I asked him, like, how much is this slippers? After many backs and forth, and then he said, anyway, just so you know, it's 47,000 naira. And then I looked at this guy, I was like, I was even expecting to get 100 and something.
A common man can get that.
47,000 naira, they are saying it's only for Yahoo boys.
Even the quote Yahoo guys will think that thing is
fake. Cheap. Some people would even think that thing they are selling is cheap. So I was like, okay, so if I want to get this now, will you not sell it for me? He said, if I have the money, you sell it for me. I'm like, but you know that this statement you made, saying is your target audience is for Yahoo boys, will make me not want to buy this thing from you anymore. Then he was like, if you don't want to buy, don't buy now. I have people that will buy. And I said, okay, no problem. Well, guess what? I did not buy the item from him. Not because I couldn't afford it at the time. I really wanted to get it for myself as a gift to myself.
You didn't because you're not a Yahoo girl.
No, it's not a matter of not being a Yahoo girl. It's a manner of approach. The way he spoke. We all have our target audiences, right? But there are ways you talk to people. There are ways. Okay, I mean, people just jump up and say don't start selling. There are things you need to do. There is something called customer service. You need to know how to talk to people. You need to know how to convince people to buy things from you, even if they do not have the money at the time. For the way you have spoken to them, they would want to consider patronizing you. Anyway, let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more on this particular thing I just brought up now. Stay tuned.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver. At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services. Anticipate, manage, deliver.
Welcome back from that really quick break. We're still talking the ups and downs of the digital hustle. Simply put, the ups and downs of the online hustle. And my amazing guests here were dissecting this issue. So there was something I brought up before we went on this quick break. I talked about a friend of mine who is an online vendor that doesn't put the price tag on his product that he's selling. And I confronted him, we had a back and forth, and he told me that he has his target audience that he's selling to and all of that. And then I was talking about your approach as a business person. You need to know how to talk to people, you need to know how to convince people, and to make them to patronize you, even though they do not have the funds at the time. You need to learn how to talk and market people. So, Ms. Rachel, I understand that you also fall into that line. Let me bring out your leg a little. I understand that you also fall into that line of, posting your product without putting the prices. Why do you do that? Or why do you think people do that? Because I know that you're one of them. Well, why do you do that?
I do that because I know that it's only a serious-minded person who will take his or her time to enter your DM to start negotiating. Yes.
No, some people just want to know how much. Listen, some people just want to know how much, because how can you post something and you don't put a price? If I see something without price, even if I like it, I'll be skeptical to want to ask, because I don't want to ask now and then they'll tell me, are you buying now? No, it's not when you ask me how much.
No, it's the approach. This whole thing is all about the approach.
Like I said
before the break, we talked about approach. So it's about the approach. If you approach the person very well, even when the person is not ready to make that purchase, the person will always do a budget for it and get back to you. It's just that when they choose to get back to you, the product might not be available. Yes.
For some people, right? For some customers and vendors, it depends on their relationship. If I ask you how much is this, and tell me, oh, it's 20,000. I would love to get it to. I'll make payment for it by end of month. It depends on our relationship. It depends on that's how I see it. I think it depends on the relationship, and it depends on the vendor understanding the customer's capacity.
Yeah, I've had a scenario where some of them will do a part payment.
Okay. And
yes.
The balance up.
Yes, they will balance up by so time. There's always a time frame to balance up and to pick up, and which they end up keeping to their own part of the bargain. Do you get? So that's how it works. So it depends on some vendors. Sorry to say, some vendors are mannerless.
Oh, thank God it's coming from fellow online vendors.
Yes, some vendors are mannerless.
Why do you say so?
They talk to you nonchalantly, like, and they have the products. If you want to buy. If you don't want to buy, have others that will buy.
And then at the end of the day, they start running helter begging people to buy.
Yes.
After chasing their helpers.
Yes, in quotes. So once you have one or two encounters with such individual, you wouldn't want to patronize them again. Do you get? So it's best as a vendor that your approach to your customers is welcoming, so that they will come again.
Interesting. So you heard it right there from our amazing guest. She said, as an online vendor, even if however the situation is, just try to be welcoming, try to be accommodating, so that the customer finds a safe space with you, so that they can always come back, even though at the time of negotiating they do not have the funds. But with the way you related with them, they would want to have every reason to come back to you. Now, still on my back and forth with that, my friend, I now had to pitch an idea to him, or I had to paint a scenario to him. I said, okay, now imagine you go to a supermarket, right? And they don't have the price tag on their item. No matter how financially buoyant you are, you don't want to know how much the item is that you're getting.
Yes.
No matter how, even if you're a billionaire, you
Similar
don't
thing
know how
happened
much.
to me 2 days ago.
Mm.
I went to the supermarket and I wanted to pick just few items. Getting there, no price tag on it.
So you now see yourself going back and
yes,
forth.
I have to
How much
pick.
is this?
No, I just picked those items and I took it to the cashier. She confirmed the prices on them, and there was one that I have to drop because my budget.
That was way above your budget.
Yes, so I have to drop it. Then I paid for the rest and I left.
That is the thing. So imagine going to a supermarket that does not have a price tag. You know, it gives you that doubt. Should I take this? I don't know if this is way above my budget, like she has rightly said. I don't know if it's way above my budget. I don't know if it's under my budget. I don't know if this is the fake. I don't know if this is the real. So you now see yourself, imagine the scenario of, you know, going back and forth to ask how much is this, how much is that, or you now pick everything. At the end they now tell you, oh, this one is more than this. It's crazy. It's the same thing as posting your items without prices, and then
it's not really the same.
For me, it's something that's posting your
it's not the same. It's not the same because whoever that is buying will end up buying, like I did.
That's what I just said.
It's not the same.
I might tell you, oh, I like this. How much? You told me 50,000. I like this. Why do I have to ask you how much? And why don't just post it? Let me know the one that my pocket can carry. Instead of coming to ask you how much.
Do you know that?
How much
Yes, I do.
You enjoy it?
Yes.
Really?
Because there are times that favor will just speak for the person. Yeah, that's the truth. I may choose to, if you come to my DM now and said, Rachel, how much is this stuff? I can decide to give you a friendly price that I will not post as the initial price.
Oh, okay. That's also another side of it.
Yes.
For some people, this same guy, the discussion with this guy still went long ago. He said, okay, that the reason why he does not post prices alongside his products is, you know, he said the target audience are the Yahoo boys. I know that they are Yahoo boys and they are Yahoo boys. So he said the initial item of, let's say for instance, this wristwatch now that he's selling. He said this wristwatch, original price is 40,000 naira. The original selling price 40,000 naira. He can sell it to me because he knows my capacity. He can sell it to me at that 40,000 or even way less than that. But for a Yahoo boy, he could sell it as much as 100,000 naira for him. So it depends on whoever slides to his DM to ask how much. Like
yes.
So, but why? I think that's where greed comes in, if you ask me. Because something that you sell 40,000 naira, why not just sell it 40,000 naira for whoever? Whether it's the rich, the poor, the high and mighty, sell it that price. Whoever can afford it will afford it. Whoever tells you, oh, it's above my budget, and then you work with their budget. Instead of, you know, being, I will call it greed. You're being greedy and something you sell for 40,000 now, you now say, oh, because this person has money, let me give them 100,000. And then maybe at the end, you now go back and forth and then you end at 80,000 or 90,000. You've made
business is not like that. You lose some to gain some.
No,
that's how business works. No, that's not. Well, I don't know what to say to that. Yes, but in my own perspective, you lose some and you gain some.
So
there are some cases that you have to use the gain of this particular product to make up for the other.
I'll call that greed if you ask me. I'll call it greed.
No.
Why sell something?
It depends on your it depends on your relationship with the person that is buying.
Mind you, like let's say that's research now. Mind you, he must have gotten it for say 20,000 or 25,000. So you already first of all have your.
There is a way that someone will approach you that you will go above or below your limits.
Yes, like I said.
Yes.
And